I am Bijal Kansara, Assistant Professor from Electrical Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. In this video, we will discuss filters, merits and demerits of active filters over passive filters, comparison of this both active and passive filter, definition related to filters, frequency response, characteristics of filters. In the filter, we discuss Butterworth response alignment, Butterworth low pass, high pass, second order high pass filter, band pass filter, band reject filter, and all pass filter. Now, what is filter? Filter is an electrical circuit that is designed to pass a specified band of frequency while attenuating all the signal outside that band. It is a frequency selective circuit. The filters are basically classified as a active filter and passive filter. They are used in a circuit which require separation of signals according to their frequency. They are widely used in communication and signal processing. A frequency selective circuit which allows a certain frequency to pass through and block the other frequencies is known as a filter. Means filter is a circuit which allows certain frequency to pass through it and block the other frequency. Its function is to pass a specific band of frequency and block or attenuate input signal of frequency outside this band. Now, classification of the filter. The filter can be classified in the main two parts, analog filter and digital filter. Analog filter further classified based on element type, means which elements are used. According to this, it divide into two parts, active filters and passive filters. Means in active filter, active component like amplifier, transistor are used. In passive filter, passive elements like resistor, capacitor, inductors are used. Okay, and analog filter, according to the frequency band, it can be classified into 5 types: low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, band reject filter, and all pass filter. In this video, we will discuss all these filters. Passive filters means the filter configuration using only passive components such as a resistance, capacitor and inductor are called as a passive filters. These filters do not use any active device such as a FET, field effect transistor, or a op-amps. The passive filter have a low efficiency and their frequency response characteristics are not very sharp. The active filter use an active device such as an op-amp or transistor along with the passive component mentioned above in the passive filter. Means in active filter, both active and passive components are used. Op-amp is used with the resistance and capacitor. Active filter have a more sharp frequency response characteristics and have many other advantages over the passive filters. Now, advantage of active filter over the passive filters. The active filter consisting of an op-amp and the passive components such as a resistance, capacitor and inductor have following advantages over the passive filters. The all element along with the op-amp can be used in an integrated form. Hence, there is a reduction in a size and weight. Means by using a op-amp, the size and weight of the filter is reduces. The op-amp can be easily controlled in a closed loop fashion. Hence, active filter input signal is not attenuated. Op-amp is very satisfactorily work in a closed loop, so it is a very useful for active filter. The op-amp has a high input impedance and low output impedance. Hence, the active filter using op-amp do not cause loading of the source or the load. Because of high input impedance, the loading problem can be avoided. Now, the first advantages is the flexibility in gain and the frequency. In the passive filter, the input signal is attenuated while the passing through the filter, but in active filters an op-amp can provide a gain. The input signal is non-attenuated. In addition, the active filter is easy to tune, therefore easy frequency adjustment is possible. By controlling the gain can be easily controlled by changing the resistance in feedback or input resistance. So there is a flexibility in setting a gain and the frequency. Now second, no loading problem. The op-amp has a high input resistance and the low output resistance. Therefore, active filter using op-amp do not load the input source or load. Because of a high input impedance, loading problem is avoided. Now third, low cost. Due to the easy availability of the variety of the cheaper op-amps, due to the absence of the inductor in an active filter, the active filter are more economical than the passive filter. Means cost of the op-amp is very low and the inductor is not used in this active filter. Therefore, the overall cost of active filter is lower than the passive filter. The active filter are used in almost all the field of electronics such as the communication, signal processing, radio, telephone, radar, space satellites and biomedical equipments. Now, fourth one is a no insertion loss. The active filter do not exhibit any insertion loss, where the passive filter always shows some loss of signal in their pass band. What do you mean by pass band? Pass band is a range of frequency which are allowed to pass through the filter. Simple, pass band is a band of the frequency that will be passed from the filter is called as a pass band. Okay. Now, pass band, fifth is a pass band gain. The active filter can be designed to provide some pass band gain. This is not possible for the passive filter. Sixth one is interstage isolation and the control of impedance. The op-amp can be work as a buffer. So, active filter also allow the interstage isolation and control of input and output impedance. Seventh one is the small component size. The components required for the active filter are of smaller size as compared to those used for the passive filters. Now, 8 is use of the inductor can be avoided. It is possible to avoid the use of inductor in the complex active filters. This reduces the size of filters to the great extent. Using the active filter technology, the rapid design of the stable economical filters is possible. Now, next is demerits or limitation of the active filter. The active filter require DC power supply for their operation, while passive filter do not require DC power. Active filters are limited in their frequency range. This is because the op-amp has a finite gain bandwidth product. The passive filter do not have this limitation. And the last is active filter cannot handle large amount of power. Passive filter can handle 100 of a watt. The finite bandwidth of the active device places a limit on the highest frequency operation. A reasonably good filter performance can be achieved approximately up to the 500 kHz, as against the passive filter can be used up to 500 MHz. The active elements are more sensitive to the temperature and environmental changes than the passive elements. The requirement of DC power supply is another disadvantage of this active filter. Now, next is comparison of active and passive filter. In passive filter, components used are R and C, resistance and capacitor, or L and C. According to this element, it named as a RC filter or LC filter. Same for active filter, RC or LC used with the op-amp. Now, second comparison point is active component in passive filter not used. Active filter used active component is a op-amp. The gain is less than 1 for passive filter. It is greater than 1 for active filter. Isolation between input and output is absent. In the active filter, op-amp provide isolation between input and output. In passive filter, source loading can take place. In active filter, source loading can not take place. Frequency response is sharp for active filter, it is not sharp for the passive filter. Now, definition related to the filters. First definition means frequency response. What do you mean by frequency response? Frequency response is nothing but it is a graph. It is a graph of gain versus frequency. On the y-axis we plot the gain and x-axis it is a frequency. The frequency axis is a logarithmic axis. That means we plot log f on the x-axis in order to cover a large frequency range in small space. The gain plotted on the y-axis is generally scaled in a decibel term, and we know that decibel is equal to 10 log of PO by PI, means output power upon input power base 10, or in terms of voltage we can written as decibel is equal to 20 log V output upon V in base 10. Now next is -3 decibel frequency. This is a most important parameter to understand frequency response. An important parameter is a -3 decibel frequency. It is denoted as F suffix -3 dB. This is a frequency at which power delivered to the load reduced to 50% of its maximum value. Please remember this definition. What is the value of -3 dB frequency? Means this is a frequency at which power delivered to the load reduced to the 50% of its maximum value. And the voltage gain at the -3 decibel frequency is 0.707 times or 70.7% of a maximum voltage gain, means Vm by √2. It is a frequency at which voltage gain becomes divided by, if suppose maximum gain is AV, so at -3 decibel frequency the gain become AV divided by √2. So the value is 0.70 times, means 1 upon √2 is 0.707. Now next, the characteristics and terminology. A low pass filter passes all the frequency below its cutoff frequency and stop all the frequency which are above the critical frequency. In this figure, here FC is a cutoff frequency. In the low pass filter passes all the frequency below its cutoff frequency, means this frequency. Low pass filter would be passed this frequency, so it is called as a pass band, and it stop all the frequency above this cutoff frequency, so this side frequency called as a stop frequency, or it is defined as stop band. Figure shows the frequency response of the ideal low pass filter. The critical frequency forms the boundary between the two bands called a pass band and stop bands, means it is a boundary between pass band and stop band. Pass band, it includes all the frequency that would pass from the filter, and this stop band include all the frequency that reject from the filter. Pass band means it is a band of the range of frequency which are allowed to pass through the output by the filter without any attenuation, and the stop band is it is a band of range of frequency which are not allowed to pass through the output by the filter. Next is roll-off. This is the ideal response of the low pass filter, but it is different. Roll-off rate. The gain fall off rapidly in a stop band as shown in this figure. The rate at which it fall off, it's called as a roll-off rate. The roll-off rate is decided by the order of the filter 1, 2, 3. Means if we increase the filter order by 1, then roll-off rate increase by 20 decibel per decade. Means for first order it is a 20 decibel per decade, for second order it is a 20 into 2, so 40, for third order it is a 20 multiplied by 3, so 60, and by increasing your order the frequency response should be becomes more and more sharp. So it is a roll of rates. Now commonly used filters are low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, band reject filter, all pass filter and universal filter. Now before understand the frequency response, we termed filter gain. The frequency response characteristic of a filter is a graph of filter gain on y-axis versus the frequency on the x-axis. So the filter gain is defined as modulus of V output upon V in. Now, first is the frequency response of a low pass filter. The frequency response characteristics of an ideal low pass filter is shown in this figure A, and this is a practical low pass filter response. It shows that the low pass filter has a constant gain from 0 to high cutoff frequency Fc. Means in ideal low pass filter the response has only two values, either it is a 0 or either it is a 1. So for 0 to Fc it has a value 1, and after the Fc it suddenly decreases to the 0, return to the 0. The frequency between 0 and Fc are known as a pass band frequency. Between 0 and Fc it is called as a pass band frequency. Where the frequency beyond the Fc it is known as a stop band frequency. And at f is equal to Fc, filter gain makes a sudden transition to the 0. From 1 it is a sudden decrease to the 0 value. Therefore all the frequency beyond the Fc are completely attenuated. Means after the Fc it will reject all this frequency. And the figure B shows the frequency response of the practical low pass filter. It shows that the filter gain does not change suddenly at the f is equal to Fc. In ideal, at the Fc the frequency returns to 0, but in practical filter it does not change suddenly. Instead it is as f increase, the gain reduce gradually. After Fc frequency is increasing, gain is decreased to the gradually. At f is equal to Fc the gain is down by 3 decibel, and after Fc it reduces at the higher rate it's shown in the figure. However, by using a special design technique, a precision components value and high speed op-amp, it is possible to design practical filter having a frequency characteristic very close to the ideal characteristics. Means a low pass filter has a constant gain from 0 Hz to the high cutoff frequency Fc. Practically the gain decrease as a frequency increase. At f is equal to Fc, the gain down by 3 decibel. After the Fc it decrease at the higher rate. After the end of the transition band, the gain becomes the 0. Now next is a frequency response of the high pass filter. As the name suggests that the high pass filter means above the cutoff frequency above the cutoff frequency will pass from this filter, and the below the cutoff frequency it is a reject. So it is the opposite of a low pass filter. The figure A shows the frequency response characteristics of an ideal high pass filter. The stop band is extend from the 0 to Fc, because below the critical frequency it stops the frequency, and the pass band will be for all the frequency above the Fc. Means above the critical frequency it should be a pass band frequency. The gain of the ideal high pass filter is 0 over the stop band, and the constant equal to its, means 0 to Fc it is a gain value is 0, and At Fc, the gain is suddenly increased to the 1, and above the critical frequency the gain is constant, its value is 1. The gain makes a sudden transition from the 0 to 1 at f is equal to Fc. Now, figure B shows the practical high pass filter response. The filter gain changes gradually, therefore practical filter has a finite transition band, and between the stop band and the pass band the band is present is called as a transition band. For a high pass filter, Fc is the low cutoff frequency. The range of frequency 0 less than f less than Fc. 0 less means this is the stop band, and greater than Fc it's called as a pass band. The transition band is not shown in the characteristic as it is a very small, means this is a transition band for the practical. Now, frequency response of the band pass filter. The figure A shows the frequency response of a band pass filter. Its pass band extended between the two cutoff frequency FL and FH, with FH is greater than FL. Here FH is greater than FL. The frequency outside this band lies in the stop band or the attenuation band. Means only the frequency between these two frequencies are passed from this filter. Below this frequency FL and above this frequency FH, our stop band is present. The gain of an ideal passband filter is 0 over the stop band and constant equal to 1 over the pass band. The gain will make a sudden transition from a 0 to 1 at the lower frequency at f is equal to fl, and from 1 to 0 at the fh. And the figure B shows the frequency response of the practical bandpass filter. The gain does not change suddenly at f is equal to fl and f is equal to fh. Instead it changes gradually, means this portion, this is not sudden change is 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, it's change in gradually. At the cutoff frequency FL and FH, the gain down a 3 dB with respect to the pass band gain. The frequency FC, this FC shown in the figure A and B, lies between a two cutoff frequency FL and FH. It is called as the center frequency of a pass band, center frequency of pass band, and the relation between FC, FL and FH is FC is equal to under root multiplication of FH into FL. Means relation between FC, FL and FH is FC, center frequency of band pass filter, is a under root multiplication of FH, under root of FH into FL. Now, and bandwidth is thus FH minus FL. Now, frequency response of the all pass filter. All pass filter means it passes all the frequency. An all pass filter is characteristic by modulus of H is equal to the 1. H means gain for all the frequency, and the angle of H is equal to minus T0 omega, where T0 is a constant as shown in the figure A and B. Here T0 is a constant. The all pass filter passes all the input signal without any attenuation, but it delay each signal proportion to its frequency. Hence it is called as a delay filter. This is a magnitude response 0 to 1 for all the frequency, and only it's delayed its signal by its phase angle, so it's a phase response, and the slope of this graph is a minus T0. Frequency response of a band stop filter. A band stop or band reject filter is a complementary to the band pass filter. It blocks out the frequency component within the stop band as shown in the figure. Means 0 to 1, 1 to 0, For pass band, FL to FH is a stop band, and for above the FH it's a pass band. Now next term is Q of a filter. The Q factor or a quality factor is defined as ratio of energy stored to the energy dissipated in one cycle of the operation. Means ratio of energy stored to the energy dissipated. Energy stored to the energy dissipated in the cycle of the operation. Higher the value of the Q, smaller the bandwidth. The higher value of Q, the sharper the response frequency response. Means if the value of the Q is high, then bandwidth is smaller, and also the frequency response becomes sharper. The figure shows the practical frequency response of the band pass filter. Instead of specifying the roll off rates, the Q and the bandwidth are sometimes specified. This is a practical response of the band pass filter. The relation between the center frequency Q and bandwidth is, center frequency is Fc. The relation between Fc, Q and the bandwidth is, bandwidth means FL minus FH. This is a bandwidth. So Q is equal to Fc by bandwidth. And the definition of bandwidth is defined as the difference between the two cutoff frequency FH and FL. This is the definition of the bandwidth. So the relation between the Q factor, bandwidth and the cutoff frequency is Q is equal to Fc upon bandwidth. Now next is Butterworth response or alignment. Beside the filter order, the shape of the transistor band of the filter is determined by the class or alignment. First class or alignment are terms having same meaning, and they indicate the damping factor of the filter. Damping factor is a 1 upon Q, means inverse of the Q factor. So the damping factor is denoted as alpha. So alpha is equal to 1 by Q. The alignment is responsible in determining the shape of the transistor band and sometimes the pass band and the stop band as well as. The particular filter class or alignments are these three types, but we only discuss Butterworth alignment. So Butterworth alignment. The Butterworth alignment is characterized by modern amplitude and the phase response. It exhibits the fastest roll of any single stop slope filter. For this type, the filter, the 3 decibel down frequency is equal to the cutoff critical frequency, means F3B is equal to Fc. This is the general purpose filter and perhaps the most popular one. The plots of gain is, the gain plot of this gain is a modulus of Hj omega versus omega are maximally flat at omega is equal to 0. Means at omega is equal to 0, the gain response is a flat, this portion. These curves become a somewhat rounded near the omega c. Means at omega c, this flat curve becomes a rounded and roll off into the attenuation band at means stop band at the rate of minus 20 into n dB per decade as shown in the figure. Therefore, we get more and more sharp curves with increase the value of n. Means that this roll off rate is minus 20 into n dB per decade. Means by increasing the value of this n, we get sharp curve. So this is for n is equal to 1, n is equal to 4 and n is equal to 5. Means increasing the value of n, we get a sharp curve. In other words, n increases, the filter response becomes more and more close to the brick walls, and means ideal filter response. These advantages of the Butterworth approximation is that As seen from the figure, the plot of the gain against the frequency with Butterworth approximation are maximally flat in the pass band of the filter. This is a pass band and this is a transistor band, and above this it is a stop band. That means the ripple produced in the pass band and the attenuation band is a minimum. So when the flatness of the frequency response is more important, we have to use a Butterworth approximation. Now, this is the first order Butterworth low pass filter. The first order low pass filter, which is also known as a one pole low pass Butterworth filter, is shown in the figure, and frequency response characteristics is shown in the figure B. This circuit use RC network, resistance and capacitor. So RC network for the filtering purpose, and the op-amp used in the non-inverting configuration because the input signal is connected to the non-inverting terminal. The R and C value decide the cutoff frequency of the filter, where the resistance R1 and RF will decide the gain in this pass band. As the op-amp is used in the non-inverting configuration, the closed loop gain of the filter is given as used in a non-inverting. So closed loop gain AVF is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1. We all know that in non-inverting configuration, the closed loop gain is given as AVF is equal to 1 plus RF by R1, when RF is a feedback resistance, R1 is an input resistance. Now, in this frequency response, this is a passed band, and from this is a 0.07 AVF, means minus 3 decibel frequency at this point, and the gain decrease at the minus 20 decibel per decade rate after this critical frequency. Now, the expression for the filter gain. The expression for the filter gain of the low pass filter is a function of the operating frequency. So, low pass filter gain can be written as V0 by Vn is equal to AVF upon 1 plus JF by FC, where AVF value is 1 plus RF by R1, and F is a normal frequency and FC is a cutoff frequency. Its value is 1 upon 2 pi RC, means cutoff frequencies depend on the resistance and the capacitance. The gain, magnitude and the phase angle equation of the low pass filter can be obtained by converting equation this into the equivalent polar form, means writing this equation into the polar form. Polar form means including its angle. So it can be written as AVF upon 1 under root 1 plus F by Fc square angle minus tan inverse F by Fc. The first term of equation represents the magnitude of the filter gain, and the second term is called as the angle, means phase angle. The filter gain will keep decreasing with the increase in the frequency. Increase in the frequency, the gain is decreasing at the constant rate minus 20 decibel per decade. Here decade means 10 times. And the gain is expressed in a decibel. The negative sign indicates the filter gain is decreasing. This negative sign indicates that the filter gain is decreases. Now, next is a Butterworth high pass filter. The single pore or a first order high pass filter can be constructed by interchanging the resistance and the capacitor in the first order low pass filter. The first order high pass filter is shown in the figure A, and the frequency response is shown in the figure B. The RC components in the figure decide the cutoff frequency of the high pass filter, and the RF and R1 decide the gain of a closed loop system in the pass band, which is given by AVF is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1, and this is a frequency response high pass filter means above the critical, below the critical frequency it stop the stop band, and above the critical frequency it is a pass band. The expression for the filter gain, the expression for the cutoff frequency is 1 upon 2 pi RC, and the filter gain is written as V0 by Vi is equal to AVF into JF by FC, 1 plus JF by FC. The difference between the filter gain of the low pass and high pass is this term. In the low pass filter this term is not present, but in high pass filter this term is included, so please remember this term. In the polar form it is written as AVF under root 1 plus FC by F whole square. Now second order high pass Butterworth filter means, second order means one additional resistance and capacitor pair is adding to this RC filtering circuit, so it becomes a second order. To make a third order, one third pair of resistance and capacitor is connected in this term, so it becomes a third order. Now second order high pass Butterworth filter, the second order high pass Butterworth filter can be obtained by simply adding a one resistance and capacitor pair with the RC filtering circuit. Figure A show the second order high pass filter and the B show the frequency response. The decay rate, roll-off rate in the stop band is sharp as compared to the first order. It is in terms of 40 decibel per decade. For the first order high pass Butterworth filter it is only 20 decibel per decade. Now the resistance R1 and RF will be decide the gain of the high pass filter. The gain can be made variable by keeping RF variable. The cutoff frequency FC determined by the R2, R3, C2 and C3. So the value of the cutoff frequency can be written as FC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root R2, R3, C2 and C3. And if we suppose a value of R2 is equal to R3 and C2 is equal to C3, so the cutoff frequency will become 1 upon 2 pi R2 C2. Now voltage gain. Voltage gain can be written as AVF upon 1 plus FC upon F raised to 4. Second order, so here it is raised to 4. For first order only square. Here AVF is equal to 1 plus RF upon R1, pass band gain filter. F is the frequency of input signal and FC is the low cutoff frequency. The frequency response of second order filter is shown in the figure B. It shows that the gain increase at the rate of the 40 decibel per decade in attenuation band. This is a double the rate of the first order filter. This makes the frequency response sharper. The second order filter are important because they can be used as a basic building block for the higher order filters. Now next is a band pass filter. The circuit diagram for the wide band pass filter is shown in the figure. It forms a simply cascading a first order high pass filter and the first order low pass filter. By cascading two first order high pass and low pass filter, we make the wide band pass filter. Due to the cascading of the high pass and the low pass filter as shown in figure, we get the frequency response as shown in the figure B. It is a combination of the frequency response of the high pass filter and the low pass filter where FH is greater than FL. FH is greater than FL. Note that FH is a cutoff frequency of low pass filter while FL is a cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. The total pass band gain means total pass band gain is a multiplication of the gain of these two bands. So AVFT is equal to AVF1 into AVF2 means AVF1 is a gain of a high pass filter, AVF2 is a gain of the low pass filter, AVF1 in AVF2. The filter gain changes at the rate of 20 decibel per decay in the attenuation band is shown in the figure. It is increasing at the 20 decibel per decay, and it is decreasing is also 20 decibel per decade. If we want to sample frequency response, the characteristic, then we cascade second order high pass filter and the low pass filter in the place of the first order filter. Now, two cutoff frequencies given as FL is 1 upon 2 pi RC and FH is 1 upon 2 pi R dash C dash, and the center frequency is given as under root FH into FL. The Q is a quality factor of measure of the selectivity of the filter, and it is given as FC divided by bandwidth, and bandwidth is a FH minus FL. So Q is a FC divided by bandwidth. Now, band reject filter. The figure shows a wide band reject filter. It consists of the low pass filter and a high pass filter, and one additional circuit is called as a summing amplifier. In order to practically obtain the frequency response of the wide band reject filter, we have to adjust the cutoff frequency FL of the high pass filter to be higher than the cutoff frequency FH of the low pass filter. Here FL should be greater than FH. Then we get a combined frequency response as shown in this figure. The another important constraint is that the pass band gain of the low pass and high pass filter should be identical. The center frequency FC is given as under root of FH into FL. The FH and FL correspond to 3 decibel frequency as from the frequency response. It is a 3 decibel frequency attenuation. So, this is a frequency response of wide band reject filter, means this is a rejection band, this is a pass band, these two are pass band. Next is all pass filter. It is a special type of filter which pass all the frequency component of input signal to the output without any attenuation. Okay, but it introduces a practicably phase shift for the different frequency of the input signal. So all pass filter are also called as a delay equalizer or a phase correctors. Figure shows all pass filter with RF is equal to R1, means feedback resistance value is same as this input resistance R1. The input signal is applied to the both inputs of the op-amp. So this is a VIN, means input signal apply, and V0 means output we get is a phase shift from the input signal, 90-degree phase shift. So it is called as a phase shifter. The application of the all pass filter is that when the signal are transmitted over the transmitted line, such as a telephone wire, they undergo phase change. This phase change can be compensated by the all pass filter. Some of the practical applications are in telephone network, in TV, in order to compensate the phase change, because the phase contains the informations. Okay. Now these are the GTU question that we covered in this video. Thank you.